Emily and I had been married for 5 years. But on my birthday, everything I thought I knew about us seemed to unravel. She spent the day publicly declaring her love for her male secretary, Mario, with a caption that read something like, "No matter how many wrong turns we take, true love will always find its way." I liked it. I even shared it. And just like that, she deleted it. Right there, in front of all our friends and Mario. And then, with a laugh that didn't reach her eyes, she scolded me for not being able to take a joke. If this had happened years ago, I would have stormed her office without a second thought, maybe even hurt him until he couldn't stand. But that night, after feeling a hurt so deep, I couldn't even put it into words. Something inside me had just given up. I didn't care. Not about the post, not about the joke, not even about her. Yesterday had been my birthday. I waited for her all night, as I always did, hoping she'd show up like she used to, bringing friends over, making the day feel special. I had even taken a day off work to cook, a table full of dishes, each one prepared with care, every flavor chosen for her and for us. By 11:30, she still hadn't returned. My calls went unanswered, my messages ignored. Later, I saw a post from Mario on WeChat Moments, a party, laughter, clinking glasses, people enjoying themselves, everyone except me. The untouched food and the lonely cake on my table made my stomach turn. Emily didn't come home until the next morning. I was in the kitchen, quietly cleaning, when she finally walked in, as if nothing had happened. "These are all made by you?" she asked, glancing at the mess. I nodded. "Yeah," I said softly. "Sorry, my friends dragged me out for a party yesterday. Totally forgot." She shrugged, indifferent. Back then, I would have shouted, demanded an explanation, asked how she could forget my birthday. But now, I didn't feel like saying anything. I continued cleaning as she frowned. "Don't bother cooking next time," she muttered. "I'm tired of eating this stuff all the time." Tired of the food or tired of me? My thoughts lingered, but I kept quiet. Then she handed me a gift, our old birthday tradition. In the past, gift had always meant forgiveness. Once accepted, the fight was over, but I left it unopened. She smiled, gently removed my apron, and nudged me toward the living room. "Birthday boy, go take a rest. I'll make you some longevity noodles." 20 minutes later, the smell of something burning drifted from the kitchen. Emily was still at the table, absorbed in her phone, laughing at some joke I couldn't hear. I went to fix the noodles myself. When I returned, her phone lit up on the table. A message from Mario. "Emmy, I miss you so much. I had such a great time yesterday." Before I could even react, she snapped, "Who told you to look at my messages?" The noodles slipped from my hands and scalded me, both palms red and throbbing. She glanced at me, barely concerned, and said she'd take me to the hospital. I wanted to refuse, but the pain was too much, so I followed her lead. I tried to get into the passenger seat, but she stopped me. "Sit in the back," she said casually. That's when I noticed it. A sign taped to the passenger seat that read, "Reserved for baby Mario." Hanging from the rearview mirror was a photo of Emily and him hugging. My silence didn't go unnoticed. She tried to laugh it off. That sign was just Mario joking around," she said. "And the photo frame, too. Don't take it seriously." But the quiet between us felt heavy, suffocating. I turned my gaze out the window. Through the rearview mirror, I caught Emily's confused expression. "Aren't you mad?" she asked. "Mad?" I thought about it. Back then, I would have been furious. I would have ripped the photo down, thrown away, fought with it for hours. But now, I barely felt anything. Even Emily herself felt distant, almost like a stranger. Why would I be jealous? "Can you drive faster?" I asked. "I've got a meeting after the doctor's appointment." She pressed the gas, and the car shot toward the hospital. We were only 2 intersections away when her phone rang. The ringtone, Mario's custom drunk tone, repeating, "I miss you, I just want to see you," made me feel a sharp twist in my chest. Emily answered, talking and laughing like I wasn't even there. At the next light, she turned off course, heading straight for Mario's apartment. The car screeched to a stop. She grabbed something from the glove box, glanced at me, and said, "I left the contract upstairs. I'll just grab it real quick." Then she locked the car and jogged inside, leaving me trapped in silence. 2 hours passed. My hands, blistered and burning, throbbed with every beat of my heart. I felt helpless, sick with frustration. Eventually, I grabbed the emergency window breaker from my keychain, crack, and shattered the glass. A security guard came running, eyes wide at my injured hands and the chaos of the scene. He helped me down and called an ambulance. The doctors treated the burns. Hours later, I finally made it home. Emily wasn't there. She hadn't called. I was starving, my hands wrapped in thick bandages. I ordered takeout, resigned to eat alone. Half an hour later, just as I sat down, she walked in. "You only ordered one," she asked casually. "What am I supposed to eat?" I looked at her, hands useless, body aching, heart heavier than ever. The woman I had loved, the woman I had waited for, seemed so far away, not just in the room, but in life itself. But even back then, no matter how exhausted I was or how little I'd eaten, I always made sure dinner was ready for her. 5 years, more than 800 days. No matter how late she came home, there was always a hot meal waiting, her favorites laid out on the table, every dish prepared with care. I'd sit there quietly, waiting, and she'd frown if I stayed silent. "Why is the car window broken?" she asked once, irritation in her voice. I shrugged, lowered my head, and mumbled between bites. My hands were burning. "You didn't come down for 2 hours. The windows were closed. I could barely breathe. If the guard hadn't called the ambulance, the doctor said I might have needed a skin graft." For a moment, she seemed stunned, realizing just how badly I'd been hurt. Her eyes finally fell on my bandaged hands as I awkwardly tried to eat, the takeout now tasting like ash in my mouth. She walked over slowly, a hint of an apology in her voice. "Sorry, Mario wasn't feeling well. I lost track of time. Here, this is a tie I got for you." I remembered the gray wool suit she had bought me last year. She'd chosen this tie to match it. I looked up at her, my hands greasy from the takeout, and gave her a polite nod. "Thanks, but I'm not used to wearing hand-me-downs," I said quietly. 3 days ago, I had seen Mario's WeChat post. He was at a luxury store, buying clothes and accessories. And there she was, standing beside him, smiling so tenderly that her eyes curved like crescents. I wasn't blind. That brand was running a promotion. Spend over 200,000 yuan, and you get that exact tie as a gift. Emily probably hadn't expected me to know. She gave an awkward little laugh. "I asked my secretary to bring over your real birthday present. Don't worry, you'll like it." My birthday had been 2 days ago. No need. I didn't even look at her. She snorted coldly, sat down on the couch, and turned on the TV, pretending nothing had happened. I sat on the sofa after dinner, reviewing meeting materials on my tablet. She was beside me, happily eating takeout, giggling at some anime, completely at ease. When she noticed my expression darken, she turned to check on my hands, and I instinctively pulled them away, knocking over a glass of water in the process. Her sneer cut through the room like ice. "Why are you so petty for a grown man? So I made you wait in the car a little longer." "Big deal. Do you have to act like a kid about it? Can't you learn to be more mature? Like Mario?" "I'm not angry," I said flatly, but she didn't believe me. "Of course you're angry. You're jealous again, aren't you? How old are you? Still competing with a boy like Mario? Why don't you channel that energy into your career instead of your dirty little thoughts?" 29. Mario had just graduated from college. And yet, every time we fought, she said the same thing. I was older, but less mature than that kid. She claimed she only saw Mario as a younger brother, then sat back, watching me fumble, getting flustered, secretly enjoying the twisted pleasure of control. But this time, I didn't bother explaining. I didn't say the usual words. "Then let's just get divorced. What you think is your problem." I quietly set down my tablet, stood up, and slung my bag over my shoulder. I needed air. I needed to get out of this cold, empty apartment. In the past, whenever I stormed off, she never stopped me. But tonight, she followed me to the elevator, pressing her hand against the door. "It's so late, where you going?" I made something up on the spot. "There's a project at work. My team's pulling an all-nighter to meet the deadline. I can't just sleep at home while they're grinding, can I?" I brushed her hand aside, and the elevator door slid shut. As soon as I stepped outside, I called Samuel, back when I was with Emily. She never let me hang out with friends. "They're bad influences," she'd say, "useless people who only drag you down." And so I stayed home. Samuel answered, half shocked. Well, if it isn't Richard, what miracle brought you back to life? Midnight snack? Whoa. Who are you and what have you done with Richard? I'm serious. You in or not? If you're inviting me, I'm definitely in. An hour later, we met at the old barbecue place from our college days. This time, 2 more friends had joined. The 4 of us, college roommates, late night instant noodles, endless laughs. After graduation, we'd all stayed in the same city, but life had pulled us in different directions. So what's the occasion? Midnight snack adventure? Your wife finally let you off the leash? One of them teased. From now on, I'm free anytime you call. For real? I said, absolutely. Can't drink because of the injury, so cheers with soda instead. Come on, bottoms up. They noticed something was off, but didn't press. We talked about everything. Old days, graduation, work. The night was alive with laughter. Then my phone lit up. 2 WeChat messages from Emily. I didn't respond. Samuel raised an eyebrow. Bro, your wife's blowing up your phone and you're just ignoring her? Everyone knew how I used to bend over backward for Emily, how I'd do anything to keep her happy. But not tonight. Not anymore. I ignored her messages. After dinner, I suggested hitting a KTV to keep the night alive. It was 4:30 a.m. when I finally returned home. Emily was still in the living room, anime flickering across her face. She glanced at me, but I said nothing. I went straight to the shower, letting the hot water wash off the tension, the frustration, and the years of care that had gone unappreciated. That night, when I stepped out of the shower, she walked in like nothing had happened, slipped out her nightgown, and pressed her lips to mine. For a moment, my mind went blank, a reflex, a memory of what used to be, but then I pushed her away. Emily froze, her eyes wide, brimming with tears. Richard, what's that supposed to mean? I'm the one making the move here. It's my ovulation period, she said, voice trembling. We've been married for 5 years. No kids. Both of us had been checked. Nothing physically wrong. Yet Emily rarely let me touch her. Only during these few days, each month, did she suddenly become interested. I dried off, opened the door, and said softly, "It's late. I'm tired. You should rest too." The very word she had used on me countless times over the years, now coming from my lips. She stared, darkening with confusion, but I ignored it and went straight to the bedroom. Moments later, I heard the guest room door slam shut. In the past, she would have kicked me out. This time, she went herself. And for the first time in years, I slept without guilt, without tension, and better than I had in a long, long time. The next morning, I woke up for work feeling alive, energized, clear-headed. Later that day, I closed a massive deal at the office. My boss grinned. "So, what'd it go to be, promotion or a raise, Mr. Moo?" I remembered the overseas project he mentioned. "I'm interested," I said. For the next week, Emily and I slept in separate rooms. Mornings were silent. Nights were silent. We came home late, left early, passing each other like strangers in hallways, not exchanging a word. On the 8th morning, I found a basket of steaming soup dumplings on the table. Emily's peace offering. My favorite. A silent apology, a tentative olive branch. I didn't touch them. I just left for work. After a long, grueling day, I returned to an empty apartment. Emily wasn't there, and honestly, I didn't mind. I made myself a simple bowl of scallion oil noodles and scrolled through WeChat moments, letting the quiet fill the space she usually occupied. That's when I saw it, a new wedding video posted by Emily's best friend. In the clip, Emily's friend handed her the bridle. "Bouquet. When asked about a boyfriend, Emily smiled radiantly and pointed at Mario. I chuckled quietly. Didn't even wait for the divorce. So eager to show him off, she truly couldn't hold back. I gave it a like. Politeness, at least. Less than 10 minutes later, her call came through. "Richard, don't misunderstand that video," she said, hurried, anxious. "It's Emma's wedding today. I got too busy and forgot to tell you. I just asked Mario to pretend to be my boyfriend for a bit. Don't get me wrong," she faltered. "Get me wrong about what? Everyone around us already knew I was her husband. You really think bringing Mario would convince anyone otherwise?" I said calmly, "You can lie to me if you want, just don't end up lying to yourself too." "It's not like that. Please don't be angry." Her words confused me. Angry? Why would I be angry? "No," I said, keeping my voice even. "I'm eating nothing important." And I hung up before she could respond. Moments later, she messaged again, "I'll pick you up after work tomorrow. Emma wants to have dinner to celebrate her marriage." I didn't reply. I ate in silence, then went straight to bed. For the first time in years, my evenings were my own. Quiet, peaceful. My focus sharpened. My work improved. Even my boss wanted me to lead an overseas project, but I told him I would wait until I was divorced. The next day, Emily was waiting downstairs in her Porsche. Instinctively, I opened the front passenger door and found Mario sitting there. "Richard, going to dinner together?" His tone dripped with provocation. "Sorry to interrupt your date," I said faintly, smiling just enough, and opened the back door instead. Emily frowned slightly at my words. During the drive, she tried awkwardly to start conversations about my day, peeking at me through the rearview mirror. I gave her vague answers and closed my eyes. Let her talk. Let her try. When we arrived, she tugged at my arm. "Are you very tired?" "Just busy with work," I said casually and walked ahead without waiting. She sighed and followed behind. Inside the private room, Emma greeted me with exaggerated enthusiasm. "Oh, Richard, you not coming to my wedding was literally the only flaw in my perfect day. Come, sit." Emma had helped Emily cover for her countless times before. Tonight was probably no exception. I smiled, let her take the lead. "If anything, I owe you my congratulations," I said. "I'm really sorry." I added, "If I'd known you were getting married, I definitely would have come." "Emma, congratulations on your marriage." Emily chimed in. "Let's all toast to Emma together." Just as I was about to refuse, Emma glanced at my hands. No need," she said quickly. "Richard's hand is injured. He probably can't drink. I'll just take the sentiment." Only then did she notice the bandages. Her face flushed red in embarrassment. As we sat down, Emily began serving me food. Mario moved to her other side, jealousy flickering across his eyes. Dinner went on without incident, aside from Mario's occasional attempts to assert himself. But Emma seemed surprised by my calm. In the past, I would have called her out, caused a scene, made it impossible for anyone to forget Emily's deception. Tonight, I simply let it pass. But this time, I even joked with her. And for the first time in years, I made her laugh, really laugh, until she promised, "Next time, dinner's on me." "I never realized you were actually this funny. Richard." The dinner party was in full swing when the restaurant owner knocked and came in, asking if we were satisfied with the food. Then, casually, he added, "Miss Emily, shall we deduct tonight's bill from the membership card you and Mr. Mario have on file?" The lively energy of the private room evaporated instantly. Eyes subtly shifted toward me. I smiled faintly. "Just take it from the card," I said. "Emma just got married. I didn't even give her a gift. I can't let the bride pay for her own dinner, too." I excused myself to the restroom, feeling the old tension creep back in. Emily hurried after me, her tone unusually anxious. "Richard, we've had a lot of client dinners here. Mario and I just made a membership card together. Don't get the wrong idea." I shook my head. "Do I really look that petty to you?" Without waiting for her response, I went inside. When I returned, everyone was toasting Mario in turns. Emily stood protectively beside him, drinking glass after glass on his behalf like a mother hen shielding her chick. Old memories surged. Around the same time last year, we had been in this very room. Her friends had pressured me to drink. Halfway through, I felt a stabbing pain in my stomach. But Emily hadn't even glanced at me. She mocked me. A grown man can't handle a little alcohol? Stop pretending. You're ruining the fun. Then she had joined them in holding me down, forcing one drink after another. By the end of the night, I collapsed, pale as a sheet, vomiting blood. The hospital told me I had a gastric perforation caused by alcohol combined with malnutrition. And Emily, she scolded me. You're pathetic. Who gets a stomach perforation from a few drinks? You embarrass me in front of everyone. Useless. Absolutely useless. The memory sent a sharp spike of anger through me. That night, I left the dinner early without a word. When I got home, Emily burst in, slamming the door behind her. Richard, are you insane? You just left without saying a word. It was supposed to be a celebration for Emma's wedding, and you ruined everything. I stayed silent, head lowered. She slammed her keys onto the table. If you hate my friend so much, fine, let's get a divorce. This was the third time she had thrown divorce into my face. The first time had been when Mario had just become her assistant. I caught the closeness between them and poured a drink over him in anger. She had coldly said, if you're really that jealous and insecure, let's divorce. I broke down, promised I'd never do it again, and wrote a 10,000-word apology before she forgave me. The second time, I caught her and Mario leaving a hotel together. I exploded, shouted, knelt, begged her for forgiveness, and she suggested divorce again. Now the third time. But this time, I didn't react like she expected. This time, I agreed. Fine, I said simply. The room froze. The silence was sharp enough to hear a pin drop. Emily's breath quickened, her face a mask of disbelief. Richard, what did you just say? I said I agree. Let's divorce. I opened my backpack, ready to pull out the freshly drafted divorce agreement my lawyer had prepared. And then Emily snapped. Tissues, car keys. They flew across the table at me. You want to divorce me, Richard? I stared at her, calm. You were the one who mentioned it. I just agreed. For a moment, she froze. Then came a sharp, mocking laugh. Oh, so you've grown some guts now. Trying to play hard to get? Too bad, Richard. I don't fall for that trick. Her tone dripped with contempt, as if she had seen right through me. Then she grabbed her bag and stormed out. She disappeared for a month. No calls, no messages, no trace. I, on the other hand, adjusted surprisingly quickly. Life without her felt lighter, freer, almost peaceful, until one night, around dawn, my phone rang. It was Emma. Richard, Emmy's drunk. She's crying. I can't handle her. Please come to Bar X. I answered coldly. Just put her in a cab and take her home. I've already gone to bed. If she's too heavy, call Mario. See how thoughtful I was? I even gave Emily a perfect chance to cozy up to Mario. Maybe I deserve some credit. But somehow, the drunken woman still came home. The moment she stepped inside, she exploded, screaming that I had no conscience, then sat by my bed, staring at me in silence. It was unnerving. I barely slept that night. After that, everything changed. Emily started coming home on time every day. She brought afternoon tea to my office, enough for the whole department. Small gestures she used to make me overthink, but this time, I ignored them all. No social media posts. No praise. Pretending nothing had happened. But I knew the truth. Quietly, I went to see a lawyer. That Friday, after work, Samuel invited me to their company's new private club. It was my first time in a place like that, a club so luxurious, I actually got lost wandering through its endless halls. I stopped by a private room, trying to get my bearings, when suddenly someone hugged me from behind. Richard, did you come looking for me? Emily, my heart skipped. How could I have run into her here? Her face lit up, surprise and excitement softening her features under the dim, suggestive lighting. I called you and you wouldn't come. I was just about to head home. But since you're here, stay and have some fun with us. Before I could respond, she pulled me inside the private room. Mario, seeing Emily, immediately stood up and reached for her hand. But when he saw me, his smile froze. "Richard, you actually came here? To a club?" His voice carried an edge, and the next words cut sharper. "Did you come with someone?" His gaze flicked over me, heavy with veiled mockery. "Emmy told me you were the quiet, stay-at-home type, always cooking, always waiting for her," he said. "But now it seems Richard knows how to have fun too, huh?" My eyes fell on the necklace around his neck. My heart sank. That gold pendant. The one I'd given Emily last Valentine's Day, a limited edition piece from a luxury brand. She had stopped wearing it months ago, brushing off my questions with irritation. "It's just a necklace. Who knows where I put it?" When I pressed further, she had snapped. "For God's sake, it's just a damn necklace. Why do you keep asking? Ugly anyway, never liked it. Lost is lost. You give me a gift and then won't shut up about it. Are you crazy, Richard?" And now she had given it to him. It was the first time Emily formally introduced me to her clients, and I could only nod politely, greeting them one by one. To my surprise, some of them complimented us, as if we were a perfect match. One woman even blushed so hard her face turned bright red. I slid into a seat and picked at some fruit, trying to keep my thoughts in check. Mario sat beside me, twirling the pendant absent-mindedly, trying to strike up conversation. Emily tugged nervously at my sleeve, whispering, "The last time we went to that seaside event, Mario didn't have any accessories, so I lent him this pendant. I got too busy and forgot to take it back." I barely heard her. My mind was somewhere else, thinking about lunch tomorrow, the sweet and sour pork I had today, the fried chicken yesterday. "Oh, it's just a pendant," I said softly, letting the tension hang between us. "If you forgot to take it back, let it go. Don't be so stingy." Samuel's voice interrupted my thoughts. "Richard, when are you getting here? Everyone's arrived, and there's someone you'd never expect to see. Come on, hurry up." I turned to Emily. "You guys keep having fun. I have something to take care of first." Before she could protest, Mario reached out, trying to stop me. "Richard, you're not jealous about me and Emmy, are you? We're just colleagues. It's not what you think." I didn't flinch. I had already seen the ring on his finger. Months ago, Emily and I had walked past a jewelry store. I'd suggested we get matching rings. We'd been married for years, never bought any. I dragged her inside, and just as I was trying on a ring, she got a call from Mario and left without a word. That ring I tried on, now on his finger. The matching one, on Emily's hand. When she realized I had noticed, she panicked, tried to explain, but I just pushed her gently toward Mario's arms. "Congratulations," I said, my smile calm, even, "to you both for finding your match. Those who aren't loved should step aside. I'll finalize the divorce soon," I added softly. "Make sure to save me a seat at the main table for your wedding banquet." I walked out alone. Emily broke free from Mario's embrace and rushed after me, pale, anxious. "Richard, listen to me. It's not like that." I stopped and looked at her. "What's there to explain? You two seem happy together. I sincerely wish you the best." Her eyes filled with panic. "It's not like that. There's nothing between Mario and me. The ring, I just asked him to help me buy it. I didn't know he bought one for himself too. If you don't like it, I'll throw it away." And with that, she yanked the ring off and flung it hard. People passing by stopped, staring, whispering about her outburst. I frowned. "Emily, you're an adult. Whatever this is, we can talk after I finish with my friends. Calm down." I remembered the first time I saw her drunk, collapsed in Mario's arms. The closeness had driven me mad, and I'd screamed at him in the street like a lunatic. Back then, she'd slapped me and said the exact same thing. Now, hearing the same words from her, disbelief filled her eyes. I shook off her hand. Samuel and I hung out until 3 a.m. before calling it a night. Every 15 or 20 minutes, a WeChat notification popped up. Emily, relentless. She asked when I'd be done, warned me not to drink too much, reminded me my stomach was weak, said she had bought medicine, told me to let her know when I was okay. She said she'd be waiting in the car the whole time. It wasn't until the 10th call that I finally picked up. Richard, are you done? I'm downstairs. Wait for me. I'll come up to get you. I had already left with my friends. I told Emily she should go home. She probably thought I was still angry, or maybe that I was lying on purpose. No matter what I said, she wouldn't believe me. She insisted on finding me herself, so I had no choice but to hand my phone to a senior from the club and let him tell her I was fine. Back in college, Emily and I had officially started dating in her junior year, but even then, she knew about my almost relationship with Calliope, a senior a year ahead of me. I ended the call quickly before Emily could blow up, protecting Calliope from trouble. After leaving the club, my friends and I went to an escape room and played until dawn. When morning came, I went straight to my favorite breakfast shop. For years, I've been busy making breakfast for Emily every day, and I hadn't stopped by this little place for my favorite beef dumplings and beef soup in ages. Just as I plugged in my power bank, my phone started vibrating nonstop. A few seconds later, Emily's name lit up the screen again. What now? Through her sobs, she asked where I was. It's 9 o'clock. Obviously, I'm at work. I said, You're lying. I'm at your office. You're not here. Where are you really? I rubbed my forehead, sighing. What on earth was she trying to do? Emily, don't you have a job? Any important projects today? And since when is it your business where I am? Seeing my anger, she quickly tried to explain. No, Richard. I just wanted to pick you up. Can we go home and talk, please? I thought about it. I had been planning to go home anyway after breakfast, so I might as well get a ride. Which breakfast shop? She asked. Then, a spark of realization. Wait, I know. Richard, just wait for me. She actually remembered. It didn't take long for her to arrive. I went to open the back door, but she quickly reached over and opened the front passenger door instead. Sit in the front. As I got in, I noticed the photo frame was gone, the sticker peeled off. I threw it away. Don't misunderstand, Richard. It was just for fun, nothing more. Please don't. It doesn't matter, I said, cutting her off. Then she slammed on the brakes and turned to stare at me. What did you say? I don't care what's between you and Mario. You don't have to explain. After a sleepless night, I closed my eyes, refusing to say another word. She knew I wasn't lying. When we got home, I was so exhausted I went straight to bed. I didn't wake until noon. Opening the door, I saw Emily had made scallion braised pork ribs and noodles with scallion oil. She looked at me hopefully. Try it and tell me if it's good, she said. I stared at the overcooked, nearly burnt ribs. Chapter 10, I let out a cold laugh, picked up a rib with my chopsticks, and threw it at her. You call this scallion braised pork ribs? Are you trying to poison me? Emily didn't care about the stains on her clothes. She started crying, insisting it was her first time making it. But I remembered this same scenario last year. She'd come home drunk, Mario had brought her back, and she wanted the ribs I made. I cooked them for her, and after one bite, she spat them out, dumping the rest in the trash. All because Mario had casually said, You two seem really close. She had hurt me just to tease him, to provoke some reaction. That day, Mario had called, hit by a car alone, and the only person he could think of was Emily. Richard, Mario just graduated. He doesn't have any friends here. I'll just check on him and come back. Then we can celebrate your birthday properly, okay? The Pearl Restaurant. The one you want to try. Her act of being righteous and pitiful made my stomach turn. She reached for my hand, but I pulled it away. Got it. See you tonight. Hearing my agreement, she sighed in relief, grabbed her car keys, and rushed out. She didn't even wait for the elevator. She ran down the fire stairs. The moment she left, I started packing. Not much, just a suitcase and a backpack. I placed the 3 gifts she had ever given me on the table, beside the divorce agreement and property settlement drafted by the lawyer, my signature already on the papers. Standing in the doorway, I took one last look at the home I'd lived in for years. After I told Emily about the divorce, she went completely hysterical, calling nonstop. When she finally saw the apartment empty, She broke down crying. But I knew her too well. Emily had always been cold by nature. Within 3 months, she let go completely, stopped pretending. She and Mario no longer hid their relationship, openly affectionate in front of everyone. Their social media became a shrine to their love, public and unrestrained. 3 months after I moved out, I felt alive again, no longer numb, no longer lost. For the first time in years, I felt free. No more waking up early to make her breakfast. No more bending my life around someone else's moods. Try to please her only to be told I was never doing it right. No more jealousy. No more overthinking. For the first time in years, I could just live on my own terms, guided by my own habits, my own choices. Work became a joy again. Life itself felt lighter, freer. Before long, the company noticed, and I was promoted. I was being sent to head our branch office in France. A fresh start in every sense of the word. One evening, my old friends Calliope and Samuel organized a farewell dinner for me at a cozy Western restaurant. We were laughing, reminiscing, when, to my utter disbelief, I saw them, Emily and Mario. Her eyes locked on mine instantly, and before I could react, she was grabbing my arm, tried to pull me outside. Calliope was quick to step in, blocking her, giving me a moment to pull free. "Emily, what the hell are you doing?" I asked. Before she could answer, Mario pointed at me, fury in his eyes. "Richard, Emmy's been so good to you, and you're here cheating on her with this woman. Don't forget, you two aren't even divorced yet." Emily exploded like a firecracker. She snatched up her purse and hurled it straight at Calliope. "You bitch! Seducing my husband. Don't you have any shame?" I immediately stepped in, shielding Calliope, warning Emily to stop making a scene. Mario lunged again, but I couldn't hold back any longer. 2 slaps to his face. "You filthy bastard. A secretary who climbed into the boss's bed. I'm just having dinner with friends. You call that cheating? What about you? Spending every day with my wife. What do you call that?" I said, voice calm but deadly. Mario didn't expect it. He clutched his face, falling to the floor. "Richard, you actually hit Mario for her? You like this woman?" "Yes, I like her," I said. I thought Emily would finally give up, but her reaction stunned me. "You're lying. How long are you going to keep this up? I know you're just trying to make me angry. Let's go home. I'll pretend none of this happened. Come on, let's go home." Before she could finish, I took Calliope's hand and intertwined our fingers, raising them together. Emily froze mid-sentence. She couldn't comprehend it. The man who had loved her so fiercely for so many years had stopped caring entirely. Mario scrambled to comfort her, wrapping an arm around her shoulders. But Emily shoved him so hard he fell again. Ignoring his cries, she collapsed, sobbing uncontrollably. After several minutes, she finally calmed enough to speak. "Richard, I understand now. I know how you feel. I was wrong. I'm sorry. Let's go home. I promise I'll never do it again. You'd better sign the divorce papers soon," I said, my tone final. "I'm leaving the country. If you don't sign within a week, my lawyer will file for divorce in court." With that, I walked out of the restaurant, Calliope's hand firmly in mine. My friends quietly dispersed, giving us space. She blushed, courage gathering in her voice as she asked softly, "What do you mean by this?" I looked at her and smiled. Calliope, I think I like you." Her eyes widened. "Was that a confession?" "Yes," I said. "I like you." A week later, as expected, Emily still hadn't signed the papers. I gave full authority to my lawyer and left for France with Calliope. 2 months later, everything was finalized. I was officially free. After the divorce, Emily fell apart. Mario's time as her amusement ended. She fired him, believing he was the reason I had left. She even sent someone to rough him up. Meanwhile, Calliope and I built a life in Paris. Work was smooth, the environment relaxed, and finally, life felt steady and right. Then one day, Samuel called. After being beaten by Emily's people, Mario hadn't left the city. Instead, he waited for her daily outside her office. One rainy afternoon, in a tragic turn, He hit her with his car. The crash left Emily paralyzed from the waist down. Mario was arrested immediately. And in Paris, beneath the soft glow of a cafe, I got down on one knee. "Calliope, will you marry me?" "I will," she said. And just like that, after years of pain, betrayal, and loss, a chapter of my life finally felt whole again.